about the assessment industry, as you know, is people work together. We're all interested in assessment. We're all quite passionate about learning.
Hello and welcome to the Test Community Network. My name is Tim Burnett. In this week's interview, we have Emily Worthington, chair of the E-ATP conference, which is taking place in Rome this year. It's the 7th to the 9th of October. A fantastic venue, fantastic location. First time that the conference is actually going to be in Italy, and Emily will tell you more about the content, the amazing keynotes we've got lined up, and we'll explore the panel sessions and other content as well. I will be there. I'll be presenting. I'm going to be running the workshop again, the AI workshop that myself and Joss ran last year. We're going to repeat it. It's slightly different this year. We're going to try and get as much hands-on as part of the session, but be really good retrospective on what's changed in the space of AI, but also what's coming, what's on the horizon. Emily's going to tell us a bit more about it in a second. I just wanted to share with you a piece of work that I've been working on, which is this platform here. So this is my kind of idea for a record and share platform. Very simple. You can just record 5-minute videos and share those. And not only do you get the MP4 to download, you get the MP3, the WAV, and you also get a transcript of what's being said in your interview. So the idea being you could share out a link to other people, invite people in to make a testimonial about your product or service. And this week I added another feature in, which is called creating a recording task, which I won't go into huge details here, but you can set the task name, you set instructions for the user. You can set questions or notes that will be seen by the user. Now, this could be beforehand, so they can edit them, or in a kind of test scenario, until they hit record, they won't see those questions coming through. Expiry date, you can capture various bits of information, you give them control over whether they pause, resume, retake, and also and a waiver as well as in there as well. So there's a really kind of cool feature where you can get them to agree to information. Finally, you can put a thank you message at the end of the session, and alongside that you can actually put in reward links. You can put multiple reward links in, like coffee rewards. So if you did a marketing campaign, you could share it out and say, tell us about your favorite experience with this conference, and we'll give you a coffee in return for doing that. So lots of great exciting things going on, but for now I'm going to share with you the interview with myself and Emily talking about the E-ATP conference that's coming up. Here we go. Welcome. Are you well?
I am. Hello, Tim. Nice to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm sweltering a little bit in this heat, but it's nice that we've got the weather. I kind of wish in this country we just had either a nice level and not kind of this freezing cold or super hot. We never seem to get it right, do we?
Yeah, happy mediums would be good. I mean, I'm lucky. I like the heat, but this is quite a lot of heat.
It's quite a lot. It's quite muggy, isn't it? But but for anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit more about who you are, what you do, and what's your kind of relationship with E-ATP?
Yeah, absolutely. So Emily Worthington, I'm head of programs at Pearson. I've been working in the assessment industry and education from all of my career, really up to this point. And this year, I'm lucky enough to be the 2026 chair of E-ATP, the European Association of Test Publishers, helping shape their conference, which has been great. Excellent.
And it's a brilliant job to have. I've had it in the past as well. And I think I've got my awards up there on the shelf there. So it's quite a proud thing to do. It's not a huge job, but it's a good job, isn't it? There is a lot of work in it, but it's not. Yeah. You've got your day job as well to do, haven't you? So it's balancing it. But how are you finding it? Are you finding it manageable?
Yeah, I'm finding it fascinating. As you say, it is a lot of work because it's on top of the day job. Luckily, as you know, there's a whole committee. I've got an excellent vice chair and secretary that I'm working with, and we've got an excellent events company that really help us. So it does require some time commitment, but it also requires doing lots of fun stuff like helping shape the program for the conference that we're planning, helping look at website designs, that kind of thing, messaging, marketing. So there's quite a lot of things that I don't necessarily get involved with in my day job as well. And I just really like working with the people. So there's people coming together from a cross-assessment, people that I'm used to collaborating with, and people that are also competitors. But the good thing about the assessment industry, as you know, is people work together. We're all interested in assessment. We're all quite passionate about learning. So that makes it really enjoyable.
Yeah, and so for anyone who doesn't know anything about the E-ATP, then what is it, and where's it? What's its kind of origins, and where's it going to be, and who should attend?
Okay, well, everyone should attend. So it's the European Association of Test Publishers. We're part of a wider organisation, the Association of Test Publishers. And as the name suggests, we have a particular European focus. And our main focus at the moment is planning our annual conference, which will be in Rome this year. I believe it's the first time the conference has come to Italy, and it'll be on the 7th to the 9th of October this year. If you're sweltering in the current heat wave, I've checked the temperatures for October in Rome, and it averages about 20 to 24 degrees Celsius. So it will be very pleasant.
Sensible temperature.
Something to look forward to. When I say everyone should attend, I think anyone involved in assessment should attend, or thinking of being involved in assessment. We have people that are from every kind of part of education, government organisations, regulators, medical organisations, psychometricians, all coming together to talk about every aspect of assessment, the latest thinking, the latest ideas. And I was talking to a couple of people who are first-time attendees from different organisations last year, and they were saying just how useful they'd found it, and saying we absolutely need to be here, because what they were tending to do was look at what was happening in their sector. And this way they were able to benefit from what's happening across a number of different sectors, some of which were completely unrelated to what they were doing, but they were still getting to get ideas that they could take home and use for their organisations.
Yeah, it's a massive challenge. I think it's probably, I have to say, assessment's probably in its biggest challenge ever. If we thought online proctoring was a tough time for during the COVID phase, the very fundamentals of assessment are being undermined, really, aren't they, by the risks of AI? So,
I don't know if undermined, I'd say challenged, because in the same way, I mean, the pandemic, which is when online proctoring became big, it was a huge challenge, but the assessment industry rose to it because we had to, and it transformed what we do. And I think this will be similar. So we're all going to have to react quickly, but we'll come out the other side.
Yeah, I think we definitely will come out, but I think there's a lot of rethinking needs to be done, isn't there? I was at a conference last week with higher education, and this professor said effectively, the essay is dead. The assignment and piece for them, and any of that uninvigilated kind of activities. There's big risks around it, aren't they? So we're going to tackle some of those questions. We're also going to be, it's not going to be about AI and integrity. There's some great conversations coming up. What other kind of key highlights have you got on your radar for this conference?
Well, our keynote speaker this year picks up very much on what you were just saying. So we have keynote speaker Dr Luca Longo from University College Cork, and he's talking about AI, and sort of keynote is on cheating or revealing, and it's very much about how AI is going to change what we measure. We need to look at what we measure, and he's an excellent speaker. He's got a really strong academic background. He's won Teaching Hero of the Year award in Ireland. He's been AI Person of the Year. So he's really authoritative, and I think he'll raise some of those important questions, and people will have different views on what he says, and that's really important as well. And it's a good opportunity for people to come together and hear something that maybe makes us all think about how we're going to use AI and how it will change assessment.
Excellent. And any kind of panel sessions, any other kind of content that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so this year's theme is building assessment for good, and we're very much looking about the value of assessment and its ability to transform lives, to open up opportunities for people. So that's a theme that's going to be running through the conference, but there'll be loads of different aspects of it being talked about, from security, managing to ensure the integrity of assessment, looking at the test taker experience, value of assessment overall, and people have taken that theme and run with it. So we've got lots of different approaches. People have done presentations, interactive sessions. We've got a discovery zone where people can get their hands on kit and try out sort of the latest technology. So there's quite a lot of variety in what's on offer.
And we've got a couple of workshops I think we're doing beforehand as well, because we're repeating that. I'm going to do an AI workshop, and I think there's another couple. I think there's a psychometrics session as well. So there's plenty of pre-conference content, isn't there?
There is. And that's something we tried for the first time last year, because we were finding some people were arriving before the conference. We thought we'd see if there was a demand for it, and the workshops were really taken up. They were literally standing room only, so we're repeating those. And as you say, you're doing a year AI, year in retrospect, and repeating what we did last year, but it's not a repetition because everything is moving so quickly. We decided to do that again because there's so much to say over the last 12 months. And then as you say, also sort of psychometrics, and we're looking at security in the pre-conference workshops.
Yeah, so some really useful sessions there where you can really dedicate, because I think sometimes there is a worry, isn't there, that you're going to go and you don't need to scrape the surface of a particular topic, but those workshops really kind of unpack some core topics. I think the structure is that there's parallel sessions, isn't there? You've got preliminary sessions, you've got parallel sessions, so you do need to kind of go in a little bit of numbers just to make sure you're covering things as much as possible, don't you, as the structure. And so tell me more about, we talked briefly there about your kind of volunteering role and the role of being the chair. How did you get involved in this? And how beneficial has been a volunteer? Because ATP is built around volunteers, isn't it? That's how it's all structured.
Yeah, it does. So a colleague volunteered me, and we have a kind of progression route where you start off in the role of the secretary for the conference, move up to vice chair, and then chair. So you have kind of a 3-year progression to get used to how it all works, which is really helpful, get to know people. And then we have a wider committee who are all volunteers as well, and they give up their time and help shape the planning. We also have volunteers that come and review the session submissions and help shape the conference. They'll rate them, they'll give their feedback, and they're experts in the industry, so that's helpful. And then actually at the conference, we have session volunteers that just help facilitate and help everything run smoothly. They're on hand if the speakers have got anything, so the speakers only have to think about their presentations or whatever they're doing. And they do simple things like even give people 5-minute warnings when they get into time. They count the number of people that were in the room to help us assess which were the sort of popular sessions and help us plan room space for next year.
I've done that many a time, and I think sometimes people can be a bit nervous about it, but it's a really, really great way of meeting new people. And I think with these events, it's not just about the knowledge you learn, is it? It's the network and the friends that you build along the way, isn't it? Because it is quite a friendly community, even though we've got competing people and stuff like that. You still make strong bonds with people, don't you? And you never know, there's a project you're going to be working on in the future together or something, can't there? So lots of opportunity there, isn't there?
I think so. I think the session volunteering is a good way to sort of put your toe in the water of getting involved.
So people can, so in terms of why they're getting involved, obviously people can attend, can't they? And we've got the registration details there. So go to eatpconference.eu.com. Early bird closes on the 26th. So this should be going out on the 25th. So you've got a day basically to get yourself in. There is a second early bird after that, isn't there? So it's not too bad.
September, I believe. Yeah, and
if you're a sponsor, there's an opportunity there to exhibit, isn't there? To support the conference, because it needs that support, doesn't it? And it also is a brilliant opportunity to show off your products and services. People can volunteer, can't they? And they also take part in the committees as well, can't they? Because that's how you got involved, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think all those are good opportunities, and as you said, the sponsor sessions are a great way to get your products in front of people. Show if you've got some great things that you've been working on over the last year, then come along and show them off. And the sponsor areas are usually really popular. The food is often served in them, so that's a big draw for people as well. And a good opportunity to network amongst the sponsors as well. So yeah, I think that's a good way to get involved. But also as an attendee, there's a variety of sessions, as I was saying. So it's there are presentations, but some of the sessions are very interactive with the speakers seeking feedback from the audience. So yeah, you can participate in that way as well.
Are you doing any sessions this year? Are you speaking at all?
Not at present, I'm not. I'll be involved in my role as chair, so I'll probably be doing some of the sort of announcements and speaking in that way, and probably a closing summary of what's been happening across the conference, which is always pretty challenging, trying to summarise 3 days in a few short words. But at the moment, that's been my main role. But Pearson will obviously be represented there and be doing some sessions, including on security, I think.
Yeah, and I think well, that could change, because there's always an opportunity to change. Sorry, just be in a second, buddy. There is always an opportunity to change that. Yeah, the thing I find is that because you're so busy rushing around meeting lots of people as chair, it's quite a lot, isn't it? And I must admit, I always tend to over commit myself with these things. But that's brilliant. So lots of details there, lots of opportunity for people. The assessment space is a fast-moving space, even though plenty of people think it's very slow-moving space. There's a lot going on at the moment, isn't there? So definitely a place to be to catch up and keep informed. Are you excited for it? Are you really excited?
I am really excited. We've got a great venue, a great location. The agenda is absolutely packed, as you say. One of the biggest challenges is always picking what session you go to. There's usually at least 3 I want to go to all at the same time. So, yeah, I always kind of wish I could do it twice because it just goes so quickly. Yeah,
no, it's that is, and I think that's why it's good to go as a team, isn't it? And then you can spread it out and see multiple sessions. Just before we finish, I just want a quick shout out for who's your co-chair and your secretary supporting it. Just who's
my co-chair is Jocelyn Coles, and the secretary is Ben Brady, and we've all been working really closely as a good team to try and move things forward. It's good. One of us is, as you say, it's volunteer run, so if one of us isn't available, the other 2 are always there to help.
That's perfect, isn't it? It's a nice supportive team, and they're great guys. So thank you very much. Thank you for yourself. Thank you for all your work and effort in bringing this conference to light, and thank you to everyone that's involved, and we really look forward to an exciting conference. So we'll see everyone in September. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
Excellent. Henry, my youngest, very kindly just making a little appearance there. Despite me saying that I was doing a recording, the boys came from school dead excited to tell me and share with me various things. So they both just dropped in on the show there. Anyway, you take care, and I'll speak to you next week. I've got a really, 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 really great interview coming up. We're going to learn more about the assessment landscape in Pakistan. So I look forward to sharing that with you. So see you next week. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.